What's up, dudes? It's me, TS, or Tease, or Tease, or whatever you want to call me. I'm coming right at you with another motovlog. Today I thought we would practice some burnouts, rolling burnouts, maybe not donuts, but maybe some drifting. Not drifting. Nope, not drifting. Definitely not drifting. So I have been slaughtering my back tire a lot recently. As you can see here, there's not much left of a pattern on top of here. So I have ordered a new tire, and I think it will arrive tomorrow actually. We might as well finish up its misery. Has it been a hectic weekend? On Saturday, me and my boys went to the Loud Bastards Rideout. And on Monday I went to Mantorp for SWK's Grillkväll med vänner, which basically means barbecue with friends. It's a car and bike event, really. Don't ask me why it's called barbecue with friends, but I want to bring us back to the weekend before all that. You see, up until now I have been riding the stock Enduro 260mm front brake disc, and I have for a long time wanted to upgrade to a Supermoto disc, a 320mm. So I asked my friends which are riding these Finnish brake disc called VMX what they thought, and they said that they work amazing, and they really recommended me to get one. So I ordered this one, which is the orange disc with the silver caliper adapter. Now I didn't think that the disc would arrive on time for the Loud Bastards Rideout, but to my surprise it arrived on Friday, the day before the Rideout. And you know, my bright mind said, dude, it's not a good idea to change your brake system the day before one of the biggest Rideouts this year. Oh boy, I should listen to my bright mind more often. He doesn't say much, but when he does, he speaks knowledge. So at 6 p.m. I went out to the garage, I removed my front tire, put on that new brake disc, and the first thing that happens, don't you think one of the bolts snaps off? I didn't use much force at all, but it just snapped off. But luckily when I removed the brake disc, there was this like this tiny bit of thread sticking out, so I could just take a plier and like screw that thing like very carefully out. So I started to look around in my garage for a bolt with the same threads and the same length and all that. I found one, but the bolt required a screwdriver to be screwed on. Like the head was a screwdriver head. And you really don't want to mount a brake disc with a screwdriver. I am going to buy new bolts. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to. So I put the wheel back on with a new rotor, and then I started to replace the new caliper adapter. When I was going to mount the caliper itself, I just couldn't get it to fit between the disc and the edge of the rim. It just wouldn't fit in like between here. It just didn't want to. Whatever angle I tried, it just wouldn't fit. So I'm sitting here at around 10 p.m. the day before one of the biggest rideouts this year, and I can't get the damn caliper on. Oh boy, was I mad. After doing some thinking, I removed the brake pads. That saved me about like 3 or 4 millimeters, and that was just enough for me to be able to like lick the edge and just barely fit it between the rim and the disc. And then afterwards I could slide the brake pads between the disc and the caliper itself afterwards. So it was really tricky. So I tightened everything down. I never test rode the bike, but I spun the wheel and it was spinning kind of freely. You could hear some tiny noise from the pads, but nothing too serious. You know, the time was much. I just wanted to go to bed because we had to leave early for the ride out. I just turned off the lights, went to bed. We got up early, we loaded the bikes into the van, and we went down to Loud Bastards. I told my friends about my little escapade, and they thought I was a complete idiot, and I don't know why. I mean, it turned out great, didn't it? As we unload the bikes in Malmö, we had just arrived, we were kinda late, everyone was in a big hurry. I unload the bike and we start to roll, and the whole bike is completely vibrating. It's shaking like hell. You can actually see a video here from the ride out how my handlebar is shaking, like it was shaking like hell. So the bike was like really vibrating the whole ride out. I couldn't do stoppies, I couldn't do rolling burnouts. I barely could do wheelies because the thing was just nagging my head. I just had no feeling at all. It got a little bit better after some time, but it was still vibrating. I thought I was going to die, but as you can see, I'm still living, breathing. Other than that, I had a blast. I met up with my new crew. It's a supermoto crew from Sweden. You might have heard of them. They're called Super Retards. Okay, so what could be causing the vibrating? Well, either it's because the disc is already warped, or it could be that I used the old pads from the old rotor. Because when you change the disc, you should also change the brake pads. But I didn't do that. So on Monday, the same day as the SWK event, I went to the local bike shop and bought me some new brake pads. But I didn't want to throw them on there because I didn't want to risk fucking up my brake system even more. Because here we learn from our mistakes. And so I went to the SWK event with the same pads and the same vibrating bike, and I did my first real stunt show actually, and we had a blast. Everything went great. I actually did my first crash. Okay, I have crashed before, but that was on slippery asphalt. I didn't wheelie or anything, I just braked too hard, I guess. But this was the first time I crashed when playing around. So as you can see here, my silencer got scratched up, and it's just the end cap, so it can be replaced, but it's still as sad anyway. I must say, actually, it felt kind of good to finally crash when doing a wheelie. Because, you know, before I've been kind of afraid to drop the bike, which feels like it has held me back from trying like new risky stunts. So now that feeling has kind of gotten away, because it feels like I'm now more prepared of what will happen if I do crash. Hopefully I'll be learning new stunts faster now. I can't promise anything, but hopefully. It's a little bit sad that you can't see my rolling burnouts. So the day after the event, I finally replaced my brake pads. I was so eager to test ride that I actually forgot to tighten down the caliper bolts, to tighten down the caliper bolts, to tighten down the caliper bolts. So I was out doing wheelies, doing stoppies, doing all kinds of retarded shit, when I noticed the damn caliper like dancing around down here. And I was like, what? So I very carefully rode home, tightened that bad boy up like never before, and then I went out to test ride it again. And now the bike is still vibrating a little bit, but it's a lot better compared to the old pads. But it's still vibrating a tiny bit. But I don't think it's because of the pads. I actually think it's because the disc is warped. Because I was completely shocked when I got to the post office to pick up the new rotor. It was so completely poorly packaged. See, they put the rotor in a paper bag. I'll show you a photo here. You can see that there's like holes in the paper bag. I mean, VMX is not a small company. A lot of people here in Sweden ride both their rims and their brake disc, and I think shipping out a brake disc like this, I mean a brake disc, it's very important that the brake disc is completely straight. So to package a disc like this just feels extremely unprofessional, I must say. I mean, if I look at the brake disc like here, I can't see it like being warped or anything. It seems to go completely straight. But you know, this is so precise that if it's even warped by just 1 millimeter, you can feel it when riding. So I messaged VMX right away, but they have still not yet, as of today, replied. So we'll see how this turns out. Well, what have we learned from this? Don't be too eager to mount new stuff on your bike before a big event. Small events work fine, because then we will get stories like this, and they're fun as hell. But you know, big events, you just don't really want to fuck them up.
Nej. Har du något körkort eller?
Ja.
Är du läggad eller?
Ja, gud ja. Så dum är jag inte.
Ja, bra. Kan jag bara ställa sig i vägkanten?
Ja. Oh.
Är det din eller?
Jajamän.
Är det någon 640 eller?
Nej, du.
660 eller? Den är mindre än så eller?
Den är mycket mindre, 350.
350 bara. Jag tänkte att de var de här klassiska. Du får ta av det med så jag ser vem du är.
Ja, visst.
Det ser ut att vara rätt person där eller vad han säger.
Ja.
Ja, vägskylten sitter väl inte riktigt bra då. Den får du flytta ut den. Där du har ditt bakhjulsstopp. Bakhjulsåka-stoppet.
Det är, du vet, det är lite dumt att ha dem där som slår i bakdäcket, vet du. De slår i.
Det är en duro med gatdäcken.
Ja.
För det är en durofjädring liksom, den är ganska mjuk då.
Ja, det blir det ju. Men så att det är lite därför, för att jag får beställa det i min tredje däckstopp. Så då kände jag till slut att åker man här så ser man ju däckbåten.
Det är ju vettigt i alla fall.
What did he say?
Så egentligen är det inte okej. Du sparar väl 2 500. Jag har lite andra saker jag ska väga på här. Men se till att fixa att det är inte okej egentligen.
Nej.
Den ska sitta här bak.
Det är 2 500. Det är väl om man inte har någon däckbåt alls.
Ja, det är att anse som inte har någon där. Så det är samma sak. Men du får ingenting av mig nu. Därmed är det inte sagt att det är okej.
Nej, det fattar jag.
Så att om någon annan stoppar dig så kanske de gör en annan bedömning.
Då tackar jag dig för det.
Så att jag måste iväg på annat nämligen här.
Jaha, ja. Nej, då ska jag inte uppehålla dig. Ja, detsamma. Ha det fint då. Yep, we got that on video. So much have happened in this video, it's insane. I hope you have enjoyed anything in this video, and if you did, you know what to do. I'll see you in another one. Cheers.